Thanks so much for joining us for Together. I'm Karen Leigh. It's been almost 7 months since we first debuted this new show. We couldn't wait to start something new on TV, a show that focuses on the people in our community who do amazing things to help out one another. Only good news here. As the year comes to a close, we want to take a look back and share some of our favorite stories of 2018. We hope you enjoy them as much as we do. This first story we featured on the show was about the famous football family, the McCaffreys. They have a reputation for serving the community, and one day last spring they came to the rescue for a scared, hurt hiker in Castle Rock. Kelly Worthman reports.
I thought I heard the sound of a shoe slipping and then somebody saying, "Oh."
Eli Smoker was out on a hike with his grandpa when things took a turn for the worse.
If the strangers had done what other people were doing and just kept walking by, then I would have just been alone. But luckily the right people were there.
The right people turned out to be the sons of Broncos legend Ed McCaffrey. What they did to help ahead on Together.
Group of kids in Aurora made their parents proud this summer. They found a wallet full of cash and immediately did the right thing. They returned that money to the owner. As Michael Abeda shows us, the good deed was caught on camera.
Not very many kids our age would give back a wallet full of money.
But Haley, Reagan, and Ashley did.
We found your wallet outside of your car and we just thought we would give it back to you, so.
Now their good deed has gone viral.
It's not safe leaving it there in plain sight.
What their kind act means to the owner of the wallet. That's next on Together.
Denver mom is on a mission to make sure that all kids of all abilities get to enjoy the playground, no matter their challenges. So she's doing something about it by raising thousands of dollars. As Jeff Todd explains, she wants to build an inclusive playground.
Yeah, bird! Let's keep going!
Little Lucia loves the playground, but a rare condition means she can't go on all the equipment.
She's legally blind. She has low muscle tone.
The effort underway to make sure Lucia and kids like her have a place to play. That's ahead on Together.
One of my favorite moments of the year is a story that has gone viral. A teenager with cerebral palsy who previously never walked on his own stood up and made it across the stage at graduation. It was only 50 feet, but for Carson Covey, that distance meant so much. Dylan Thomas introduces us to the people who came together to help make his dream come true.
For nearly his entire life, Carson Covey's cerebral palsy has restricted him to a wheelchair or bed. But that never stopped him from being just like his classmates.
That he wanted to be part of the football team.
For years, Carson served as the team manager at Chatfield High, leading Brett McGatlin's team to the field every Friday. Which is why it came as no shock when Carson shared his most ambitious goal of his life.
My goal was to walk across the stage at graduation, because I think I can do anything when I set my mind to it.
It was then that he met physical therapist Hank Schwartz.
He was he's non-ambulatory at that time.
For 2 years, Carson worked out to build muscles he had never used before.
He had to work on everything.
After thousands of hours of physical therapy, last year, Carson did something he had never done on his own before.
First day Carson been able to walk.
Carson's first steps and hard work inspired those closest to him.
He's putting in hundreds of hours of time for him to only walk 50 feet.
And then that moment arrived.
Carson, Sylvan, Covey.
The feel of anticipation quickly turned into amazing.
With the help of a customized walker,
all the energy that was used to get him across the stage, he did all of it himself.
Carson did exactly what he said he was going to.
And he used every muscle in his body to make it happen.
Parents, teachers, and classmates stood in awe.
Not a dry eye in the place.
He spent 18 years of his life getting ready for this moment. It's hard not to tear up.
Standing on his own, Carson accepted his diploma. At his graduation party, he said the thousands of hours of work for a 1.5-minute walk were all worth it. He hopes his hard work will encourage everyone else to follow their dreams, no matter how big they are.
If you want a goal, work at that goal. It may take you 15 years. At some point, you will do it.
Go do it. That's right, Carson. Well, the Colorado creator of a popular cell phone accessory is coming together for people who struggle with mobility. David Barnett is the person behind Pop Sockets. The CU professor came up with the idea after trying to keep his earbud cord from tangling. Well, 4 years after his first prototype, sales are through the roof. Barnett has been hearing from a special group of people as well, those with arthritis, Parkinson's disease, ALS, who all say the grips make for easy one-handed holding, giving them more independence.
The pop socket itself makes a big impact on their lives.
Barnett is giving a portion of his sales to nonprofits that support people with mobility issues. That includes the ALS Association and Craig Hospital. Well, earlier this year, Christian McCaffrey and his brothers were out on a hike. They saw a man take an incredible fall, and they did not hesitate to jump to his side to help him out. It was a serious scene. The man may not have survived if it wasn't for the McCaffreys' help. And as Kelly Worthman discovered, the two families are now forever connected.
Hiking up Castle Rock is a journey Eli and his grandpa have done many times before.
We had gotten to the top and we took a selfie together.
A picture-perfect moment, but as the two made their way back down, things took a frightening turn.
I thought I heard the sound of a shoe slipping and then somebody saying, "Oh," and it sounded like my grandpa, so I turned around and I saw him hit the ground.
Dan Smoker Jr. fell more than 20 feet, sending his grandson into a panic.
It sounded like he was snoring because he was trying to breathe.
Unsure what to do next, a small group of strangers stopped to help Eli. They called 911 and rushed to Dan's side.
If the strangers had done what other people were doing and just kept walking by, then I would have just been alone. But luckily the right people were there and they helped me.
Those right people were the sons of Broncos legend Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, running back for the Carolina Panthers, his brothers Dylan and Max, who plays for the 49ers, and their friend Michael Mann, a former football player for Duke. Eli had no idea.
He even said, "Hey, this is Christian McCaffrey," and I just didn't even register that it was actually him.
Beyond helping Eli and his grandpa on the side of Castle Rock, the athletes have since made trips to Skyridge Medical Center to check on them.
They didn't make a big deal out of being professional football players or anything. They just wanted to help.
We love this story so much. Kelly Worthman joins us now to update us on this and talk a little bit more about it. First off, how is Mr. Smoker doing? Has he healed all the way?
Well, I actually spoke with him on the phone this morning. He's back home in Cincinnati, and he was on his way to the hospital for yet another MRI. It's been several months, but he's still experiencing some pain. He's got some numbness in his legs. I mean, he did break his neck and some vertebrae in his back. But he said all things considered, he is feeling really well and is happy that he can enjoy the holidays with his family.
Yeah, and how about the McCaffreys and the Smokers? Do they talk all the time? Do they see each other?
Oh, they more than talk. They've been tweeting back and forth as well.
Oh,
but
that's great.
The McCaffreys, like we mentioned in the story, they went to the hospital and not only checked on Dan, but also the rest of the family. They kept in touch, and then the Panthers, the NFL team, they stepped up big time. They took the family on a shopping spree. You can see here, there's Christian meeting up with Dan Smoker again, and they gave the family just so much love and attention, and they brought him out to a game. The the Smoker family got to meet more of the Panther players. I mean, it just was really heartwarming just to see them say, you know what, you took a big tumble, but we want to embrace you. We want to make sure that your year, is better than the way it kind of started. And the whole Smoker family says that they are just so grateful. They've kept in touch with the McCaffreys, and they're just thankful for the whole experience.
Yeah, it's so crazy the things that bring us together, isn't it?
Right.
For the best part of it. All right, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Well, for many seniors, getting older sometimes means giving up on their favorite hobbies. That includes cycling. But there is a group out there working to get seniors back in the saddle. Coming up, one of my favorite stories on how they're giving people the thrill of the ride once again.
Together with Karen Leigh, sponsored by Canvas Credit Union. We're Canvas, and we've got you covered, Colorado. Go live.
Well, the joy of riding a bike should not end as people get older. Well, that's where the group Cycling Without Age comes in. They use special bicycles to give seniors the chance to ride again. Barbara Miller was always an avid cyclist, but as she got older, she found it harder to ride, balance more difficult to come by. Her legs, she says, just didn't work like they used to. So for her 86th birthday, her grandson surprised her with the gift from Cycling Without Age. She was able to go on her first bike ride in years.
Being able to see all this, because this is all new territory to me.
This is a way we can continue to cycle and take people out who maybe can no longer cycle and used to ride.
Barbara said it was quite the thrill to have the wind on her face once again. Cycling Without Age has chapters all over Colorado if you want to check them out. Well, as part of our show that we love is seeing all the pictures of you out and about, either coming together for Colorado or just enjoying all our great state offers. Chris Spears has some of your holiday pictures to share with us, and I can't wait to see them. Always fun.
Oh, yes. We got so many this year. Here's just a couple of them, Karen. Elijah and Daryl, look at that. Brothers watching The Grinch together. What a nice little tradition. This one's really cute. It's Gavin. Look at the family of snowmen he made there over on the western slope in Rangeley. They've had some nice snow.
I like the little one, too.
Oh, yeah, so cute. This is Ryan and his dog Merlin getting a cute little puppy kiss by his little Christmas tree there. And finally, Skylar enjoying some Christmas fun there by the tree. You know, Karen, the Evergreen Lake is open now. We have the ice castles in Dillon. So many opportunities to get more pictures. Send them our way.
Yeah,
we'll get them on
love
this
it.
show in the new year.
So many beautiful things to do out in Colorado this time of year, even when it gets cold, which is great, too.
Just bundle up.
That's right. Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Well, in Summit County, a young boy's generosity really catching on. How a simple Facebook post got the entire community to come together to help families who could really use it. Almost 1 year ago, we told you about a little boy whose Christmas wish was to help others in Summit County. It's a story I haven't forgotten. The boy told his parents he did not want gifts. Instead, he wanted to make a donation to pay off all overdue school lunch balances. When Tanya Cohen received word that her account was paid off, she posted a thank you to the anonymous donor on Facebook. And after that, it was revealed it was a 4-year-old boy behind all of it. Dozens of other people stepped up to also pledge money to the school.
To see all these people coming together and saying, what can we do as a community to help, makes me so blessed.
This is a beautiful example that at any age, we can all help one another. And let's keep this young boy's act of generosity going. If you would like to give to the Summit County School District, all you have to do is call to make a donation to the school lunch balances there. Well, over the summer, 3 kids in Aurora learned a very important lesson about performing good deeds. They were out playing when they found a wallet. Inside was $700. As Michael Abeda explains, they never considered keeping that cash.
Oh.
Haley Winke and her brother Reagan and friend Ashley Dayton were doing what some kids do on a hot summer day in Aurora. Visiting their local park to cool off at the splash pad.
We were there for about an hour and a half, and then we were heading back when we saw it.
As they rode their bikes back home, they spotted something sitting underneath a car.
Well, it was like a black wallet, so it was obvious because it was under the car.
So they decided to go to the front door of the house and give it back.
Someone else could take it, and it's not safe leaving it there in plain sight.
Hi, we can't answer the door right now.
What they didn't expect was that their good deed was being recorded.
We freaked out.
We found your wallet outside of your car and we just thought we would give it back to you. So, I don't know, I'm gonna put it over here so no one takes any money.
Haley, Ashley, and Reagan know they were doing the right thing, but are having a hard time understanding why everyone thinks it's such a big deal. Still, they admit that things could have gone much differently if they hadn't seen the wallet.
Not very many kids our age would give back a wallet full of money.
But they did. Thanks to technology, the owner of that wallet was able to track down those kids and thank them himself. He says he's grateful and happy to have his wallet back. And he agrees if these kids had not been the ones to find it, he's fairly certain that cash would have been long gone. Well, we love these stories of young kids who are making a big difference. Just take young Emma, for example, what she did to get noticed by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Catch the latest episodes of Together, as well as your favorite Together for Colorado stories anytime at our website, cbsdenver.com. A mother in Denver noticed something missing from most parks, something her daughter deserved to experience. It's an inclusive playground, so now she's on a mission to build one. Jeff Todd and photojournalist Mark Nitro explain how she's hoping people will come together to finish this job.
Did we get to swing?
For 7-year-old Lucia, this is the best part of her day.
She'll go sometimes a day without a smile unless we do this. She has to go really high, like as high as I can push her.
Lucia has a very rare condition called Pallister-Killian syndrome. It affects her from head to toe. But when she's swinging...
That's her happy face. Yeah, Lou! Hands up in the air. That's when she feels free and excited.
Lucia's parents started donating supported swings like this one all around Denver.
I love to see her smile every time she gets in it.
But just a swing isn't enough.
As we have visited playgrounds around the area, we have noticed that kids like Lucia are often left to sit and watch other kids play on the side.
On vacation, they visited an inclusive playground and saw what it did for Lucia.
She just lit up. She just smiled so big. She was so happy, just feeling the wind on her face and that tickle in your belly. It just really lit her up.
The Dawkins are leading an effort to change this vegetated slope at the Stanley Marketplace in Aurora into this, an inclusive playground for all.
You don't realize who is being left out until you have someone born into your family. A playground is just one of those places where they shouldn't be left out.
The price tag is over $500,000 for special features and materials.
Let's build this playground. Let's build it.
But in order to make this dream come true, they need to raise about another $100,000.
We've gotten so much support. The community has been really receptive and really excited about this. So we need to make that final amount so that we can do this and create our first playground, and hopefully from there on we plan to do more.
There's my happy girl and your big eyes.
And they are oh so close to making this playground a reality. Just head to the links and info section of CBSDenver.com if you have a few dollars to spare and you want to help out. Well, generous men and women are coming together to protect our police officers. Last month, 26 officers received armor from the group Shield 616. Now, we've told you about them before. This nonprofit donates active shooter gear to not only law enforcement, but also firefighters. Now, the idea is to not only protect, but to build relationships between our first responders and the people they live around. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office has a young fan who is coming together to say thank you. Young Emma stopped by to see Deputy Walpole and give him a thank you letter. He helped Emma's mom when she was going through a pretty scary situation. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office shared this moment on Twitter, said it was a pleasure to meet her. Even the smallest of things certainly make a big difference. Well, thank you for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you'll join me again next week with inspiring news stories of people coming together for Colorado. And please let me know what you think of the show. I would love to hear from you. You can email me directly, and you may even see some of your feedback featured right here on the show. We love to do that. Until then, photojournalist Bill Mashore shares the sights and sounds of ice skaters out on the rink at Skyline Park in downtown Denver. Looks fun. Enjoy.
We're doing it! Good job, buddy! I can't do
Baby steps. Baby steps. You made it.
Oh, are they out? Oh, yeah, no, they got it.